What's up, guys? Welcome back, man. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. Been such a busy week, man. Just getting back from EA Play from LA yesterday. Still have the day off today, so, I've been sleeping a lot, still tired. But it is what it is, man. I wanted to get out this quick first impressions of Madden 18. I know you guys have been waiting for that. And definitely let you know, this is just the first impressions. I treat EA Play just like a demo. I don't go through it with the fine-tooth comb. My process is, in general, this is my process. I don't think a lot of you guys know this. I just play the game. I'm not the guy that looks for certain exploits. I'm not the guy that's gonna test this and test that. I play the game and I allow things to jump out at me. That's how I've always done it. We have other guys who do more labbing. Guys like your Madden Universe, even PX1, guys like that, which a lot of those guys plan to come on tomorrow's show on the Sim Standard podcast, and they're gonna give their impressions as well. They were at EA Play, so definitely tune in for that. Me, like I said, my process is I just start playing the game naturally and I let things pop out at me, right? So that's what my first impressions will be about, the things that look very promising. And as far as, anything that I didn't like, I can't really say there was much that jumped out at me as far as a negative. To be fair, I can't really say that I saw anything. I'm sure there will be some things, guys, once the game comes out. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some things that we would like to see done better or what have you. There may be some bugs, etc., etc. So then I will address those things. But this is just an initial first impression. Now, I've got a couple notes here, guys, just to keep myself on track. First thing I want to talk about is the physics. The physics are definitely a lot cleaner, a lot more put together, if you will. It feels more natural. Rex alluded to that in the interview that we had over the past weekend, and he's absolutely right. Frostbite seems to be making everything smoother. What I noticed about the physics right away is, again, it's a lot cleaner. It seems more, impactful, as well as I saw more tackle animations and game tackles. It just looked a lot more realistic. Did I see some moments where, the guys collided and it kind of felt a little funny? Yes, I did. Not a lot, but I did see some of that. That's just a physics thing. I think every game that we all play, none of them have physics fully perfect. But I'm telling you that what you're gonna see has improved definitely over Madden 17. Visuals, absolutely, man. Now, I don't believe the visuals are done. If I'm not mistaken, I do not believe the full visual package are done, at all in Madden 18. What we saw was an EA Play build. Even that build that we played on was, a month or so behind. So, I can speak lightly on the visuals. What I did see is you definitely saw a more crisp, more refined Madden. Player models look way better. There's more detail in the player models as far as body types, body size, more so than what we see in 17. A lot more crisp, a lot cleaner. The grass, all of that looked a lot cleaner. Wasn't able to try any of the, the weather effects or anything like that at this stage. But like I said, I do not believe, I'm almost certain that visuals were not completely done, because I've seen, the end goal while at EA's office, so we'll see how all of that turns out. Locomotion has been improved. A lot of improvement in that area. Is it a brand new system? No. It's still Madden. With the coin phrase that everyone likes to say, it's still Madden. But it is more refined than what we see on 17. A lot more smooth, a lot smoother. When you change direction, just general running in general is a lot smoother. Speaking of locomotion, you don't feel like you have the reign to run all over the field when you're playing on defense. I did not feel like I could cover 3 and 4 different routes at both sides of the sideline, with the middle linebacker. I tried that. I also, used the strong safety, and I purposely put myself out of position and try to recover. And no, you're not gonna be able to recover in a wild fashion like you could in Madden 17. A lot tighter in that area, but again, it's something you're gonna have to feel. The player motion is different. You're gonna see it. Rex mentioned that to me before me going to EA Play, because remember, I hadn't seen the game for quite a while. He said, that yes, we've done some changes and definitely some tuning to player movement. Is it a brand new system? No. Is it on the radar? Of course, yes. There's something that they still want to do in the coming future that we're going to see player movement get definitely a huge improvement going forward. But trust me, what I play is definitely better than Madden 17. Shading and coverage. Yes, shading is in, and yes, it does work. In fact, there are visual cues. When you shade your guy left or right, you will see him physically move and line up on the actual shoulder that he's attempting to shade. I didn't do much, pulling them back to give cushion. I did press, and there are a lot more press animations. There's variations with the chucks and things of that nature. And even if I'm not mistaken there, I don't think all of that was fully there. Could have been, but I know there's a lot of new press animations, different interactions, chucks, even downfield. You're gonna see the DBs and the the wide receivers, tight ends, or what have you. You're gonna see these guys, run into each other, and the contextual awareness has been hugely, a huge improvement in that area. But like I said, you're definitely gonna see a difference when you press. With the mechanics now, with if you use a wide receiver or a DB, you have actual user mechanics as far as getting off the line, how you want to press them, straight up, left, right, etc., etc. The wide receiver has the ability to do, cuts off the line and, quick feet and things of that nature. I know I don't have the terminology correct, but you're able to see that play out with the CPU as well. The CPU will use these tools. So therefore, when you put your guys in press, you're going to see a different battle there. Now, speaking of shading and press and all that, coverage is absolutely better in Madden 18 at this stage. We'll have to see how it turns out. But at this stage, man, coverage works, zones work, safeties are reacting to the ball. Yes, there's a lot going on in that area. There's huge improvement in that area, particularly with the deep zones. Again, Madden Universe alluded to this as well from EA Play when he did, his Periscope. Absolutely, things have changed. Again, tune in tomorrow to Sim Standard Podcast at 8 p.m. Eastern so you guys can get other people's opinion. You won't have to just listen to me, because I want you guys to hear it from other people that is not quote-unquote biased. That's what they call me. I'm biased because I'm an EA game changer. Yeah, you know what I mean? So definitely make sure you tune in to others. There's going to be people on tomorrow that has no affiliation with EA Sports in terms of, being a game changer, etc., etc. So I'm not just blowing smoke. But coverage has improved, and I've even been told that everything, the full range of coverage, still hasn't been fully implemented, guys. Remember, Madden still has some time here where they're going to do their final tuning. All right, target passing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to tell you right now, it is a huge learning curve. Don't think you're just going to be able to do it right away. The very simple mechanic, just so you guys can get a jump start on it, is you hold the left trigger, L2 if you're on the PlayStation, LT on the Xbox. That will activate the target passing. You're going to have a cursor that's going to come up, and then you move the cursor where you want the ball to go, right? You have your primary receiver. You can select your primary receiver from the snap. So if you have a play and you come out and, A, if you're on the Xbox is your primary, you want to change it to B, you can do that pre-snap. And whoever the primary receiver is, that's where the target passing will, basically, that's the icon and that's the area that's going to light up when you activate it. You can switch it, definitely after the play, but keep in mind, you have to move the cursor with the left stick, which means it's going to take some of your mobility away, and it also is going to cause more time or create more time for the defensive line or blitzers or what have you. So I'm going to tell you right now, this mechanic, not only just doing it, and pulling it off creates a skill gap, but it also creates a skill gap, and it creates some strategy, because like I said, you hold on to that ball too long, wait till you see what's going to happen to you. You better make sure you step up in the pocket and you have a clear lane and you quickly switch it to who you wanted to go to, or at least the area in the field where you wanted to go, and get it out of there. I've been able to do it fairly decent, definitely not good at it. I would say myself personally, as I stand right now, I'm probably gonna use it in a situational capacity. Maybe not something I'm using on every play again. You activate it manually It's not something that you have to use. You can use the normal passing controls, which I think is a great plus. And the target passing is just a modifier. That's it. But more to come on that. And blogs will be coming out soon as well, so make sure you guys read up on those things. All right, organic knockouts have definitely seen some improvement. You know what I've always complained about is that receivers get hit and they drop the ball way too often. You know, even when a guy just brushes by him, or even when someone hits him with the Lance Stevenson that, you know, blows on him, the ball falls out. Not seeing that. Did not see that in my time with the game. You can still knock it out. I did see situations where a guy comes, lays the boom, ball comes out. But you did not see the ridiculous organic knockouts where, you know, just because he's brushed, the ball comes out. Receivers with, you know, what appears to be higher ratings, because the ratings were blocked out, but it appears to be guys that you expect to be able to hold on to the ball in certain scenarios were doing it, and others maybe not so much. But I was able to make, you know, contested catches with Martavis Bryant, a couple with my tight end, which was I mainly went to Jesse James, and you know, there were some that he dropped, whereas a guy like Antonio Brown didn't drop as many. So that definitely appears to be addressed. I also did see safeties going after the ball more, as well as going after the hit. You know, I saw a lot of them reacting appropriately. They go for the ball, they realize that they're not, you know, I'm looking up as if I'm being a safety, but they go for the ball and they realize they're not gonna get there. And I actually saw a guy turn and lower his shoulder to knock the ball out. So that reaction time and that transitional animation looked pretty good. So I was seeing little things like that. Weight and momentum, guys, feels like it's back. You know, it feels like their weight and things of that nature is a lot better. Again, I hate to get super hype or anything like that at this stage, because the game has to finalize. Once the game finalizes, then we'll all be able to go through it with the fine-tooth comb, and we'll give our likes and dislikes, etc., etc. But at this moment, it felt like there was a lot more weight and momentum to the players, not only when just controlling them, but even when they collided. So at this moment, I would say that's improved. And then last but not least, the blocking. The new targeting, or the improvements that they have done to the targeting, like Clint has talked about on Twitter. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're definitely seeing it. I've even seen it on screenplays. I ran a couple screenplays and it looked like, you know, I could be my imagination, but I swear it looked like the guys, you know, the linemen were looking for somebody to block and targeting the right person. You understand what I'm saying? It was no more of that spinning back inside. Guys were finding the right person, creating the lane, and allowing me to be successful. And it wasn't like it broke out for a huge play. You know, the play I'm talking about in particular was like an 8-yard gain, but it looked legitimate. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was stuck behind a lineman, or the lineman went dumb or anything like that. No, absolutely not. And speaking of that, as far as being stuck behind your lineman, you're not going to see that anymore with your running backs. Contextual awareness is back. The way they run, you know, between the tackles, they're going to push off. They're going to, you know, get skinny and things like that. Very natural looking. No more of what we saw in Madden 17 where they just hung up and can't do anything. So a lot of those little things is what stuck out to me. I actually played the game on all Madden, and I played on simulation. Myself, me personally, I did not attempt to play it on competitive. I just didn't have any interest at the time because I was having such a good time playing on simulation. Again, Madden Universe, other known as Relly, he'll be on the show tomorrow. We'll have some other guys come on that was able to play all of the different play styles. I even have some guys that were in my league that, you know, in my current league, came out, met those guys. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 of them on and they can give their opinion. But I'm telling you, from what I'm playing and from what's being advertised, it's legit. It's legit at this moment. I can't really say I saw anything negative. The only thing, in my opinion, that would be a negative, in my opinion, obviously, would be, you know, that CFM is not getting the attention that we all would have hoped. You know, I've been holding that burden, guys, since February. I mean, you know, when I first found out that it wasn't going to get the attention that we would hope for. I understand it. You know, being behind the curtain, again, I understand it doesn't end at the dev level. You know, Rex and all those guys, even with him being a creative director of gameplay, he has bosses. He has to follow suit, just like he alluded to in the interview. Go listen to that interview if you haven't. And it is what it is. You know, all we can do is continue to fight and continue to give the feedback and, you know, make our voices heard. Let the bosses know that CFM is very important to us. But that's all we can do. Outside of that, man, gameplay, again, everything from physics, visuals, locomotion, shading, coverage, target passing, organic knockouts, weight and momentum, blocking. It's all looking good at this moment. Trying to think, man, if there was anything that I saw that I didn't like. I don't know. And that's crazy for me to say that. Now, obviously, you know, there's always more that we would want in the game, you know, so I'm not including things that didn't make the game. You know, you're going to get that from me once the game releases because it's still in production. Still a work in progress. They're very close to wrapping it up, but it's still a lot of stuff that I know of that I can't even commit to right now because I know they're still working. But as far as the EA Play build, those things that I mentioned there on that list was pretty daggone good, man. Ratings seem to be playing out fairly well. I played all Madden on purpose just to see how crazy it would be or not. And I got to tell you, right now, all Madden felt pretty clean to me. I played one team that was low rated, and I was able to win the game. I actually won the game 14-0. I then turned around and I played with the Patriots, or against the Patriots, and the Patriots was able to beat me 34-24. You know, I actually was able to go down. I got down early and I was able to bring it back, but then Brady and the bunch took it away. So, you know, it felt pretty clean, felt pretty balanced. I didn't feel any any situations where I felt cheated. Again, man, this is playing the game at a very small dosage. You know, it's a sample size. I wasn't in the capacity where I could really be the SimFBallCritic and break down each and every game, you know, every replay. You know, I did a little bit of that when I saw some amazing things, but trust me, that's gonna come. You can guarantee that I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I love, what I hate, whatever. You know, all of the moods about the game you're gonna get from me, but this is just my initial impression by just picking up the sticks and playing it. Oh, let me say this also. I didn't see a whole lot of warps, guys. That was something that I was intentionally looking for. I didn't see a whole lot of warps. And when I say a whole lot or didn't really see them, I'm talking about situations where they were two-man animations. It was very, very minimal warps. And there were quite a few two-man sequences that I didn't see any warps. You know, now I'm assuming that plays into the legacy issue stuff that Rex talked about that they were able to fix. Y'all have heard me say 1,000 times, can you shorten up that window? And it appears to be, at this moment, they've done it. Didn't see it. I didn't see any suction tackles. So I don't know. But all I can tell you right now is what they're representing or presenting as far as gameplay in Madden 18. I gotta say they did a good job. You know, we just got to see how they finish. We have to see how they finish, but I would have to say they did a good job. I know Relly felt the same way. PX1 felt the same way. Smitty felt the same way. I mean, almost everybody that I ran into. Shout out to Hollywood Sports. I ran into him out there. He felt the same way. A couple guys from my league. It's a different game. It's a different game. It's like what they did, knowing that they were not going to be able to do a whole lot of features in terms of where we love CFM. It seems like they literally took time, like Rex said in the interview, to address legacy problems and tighten up their gameplay. You know, even with the new things that they've had, like even the reach tackles, you know, with the two bumpers, you can actually control the reach tackles, the left and right bumper. They did some stuff, man. We got a long way to go still in terms of the full package, but I'm telling you, the game is playing very good right now. Very good. So hopefully it stays that way, man, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. I know everyone is tripping because there's no gameplay, but hey, again, that that's coming from above. You know, that Rex said it in the interview. At this moment, you know, there's just not any gameplay that we can show you, but we will be able to show you something very soon before release, you know, in the coming weeks. So just stay tuned for that. But that's all I got for you, man. So you guys go ahead and chop it up amongst the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Some of them I'm just not going to pay attention to because, you know, if you're still on that train of they're never going to do anything for us, they don't listen, blah, 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 not even going to take your comments serious. But give you real feedback, constructive criticism, all of that. I got you. And I'll reply if I can, because I know sometimes there's so many comments, I just can't get to them all. But that's all I got. I thought I owed you guys that. That's my quick impressions. We'll speak more tomorrow. You know, we got 2 hours to talk about it, and I got others that will be talking, so you can hear what they have to say as well. So I definitely thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cut on your notifications so you know a new video is available as well. I promise it will never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video, but I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.